Elon Musk's quest to make men great again. Okay, Elon Musk's quest with making men great again continues to publicly embrace a tough guy, bro persona, amplifying posts about alpha males and making crude jokes. He recently tweeted an offer to impregnate Taylor Swift and joked about male anatomy on national television. Musk supports a republic of high-status males for decision-making, saying this is why a republic of high-status males is the best for decision-making. Musk has openly aligned himself with strongman figures like Trump, praising his toughness by recounting a story of Trump standing bloodied after a would-be assassination. Musk and Trump defiance sent a clear message to global bad actors, adding, if the American president is somewhat that, like evil dictators are scared of, that makes a huge difference to the security of the world. Adam, thoughts on the story?
Well, specifically, we're talking about what Gen Z and the fact that they need some male role models in their life. Now, Elon Musk, I think he's reverse engineering what it means to be a man, because the fact that people are going to look up to be Elon Musk, I think is an anomaly. It's not realistic. You're not going to grow up. You're not going to be the richest man in the world. But there is some deeper meaning to what's going on here. I think the biggest divisiveness in America today is men versus women. Because if you look who's trending towards, who's voting towards Trump, it's predominantly men who care about the economy, first and foremost, the border, but also married people, including women. If you actually look at who's voting left, it's predominantly women who tend to be single, and their major issues are abortion and climate change. So there's just total polarity with what people are looking for. Now, as far as Gen Z and what's going on with them, because there's another story here about snowflakeism. Was that right next to that story, Pat? Snowflake Gen Z hires are easily offended, and what Elon Musk is doing to make men great again. The problem with Gen Z is a lot of it comes down to social media. And everything that starts with an S, whether it's social media, whether it's shootings in school, whether it's stress, whether it's societal pressures of what it means to be a man, whether it's student loans, whether it's self-esteem, whether it's substance abuse, including porn, all these S words that are just sort of buzzwords for what's going on with young men and young women today. I believe that Gen Z is the most confused generation in human history because of one reason and one reason only. Because they're the first generation to grow up with this in their hands. And we're starting to see laws like DeSantis is basically saying you can't be on social media until you're 15. I totally understand that. It's super concerning. And we're starting to see girls specifically with body image issues, beauty standards issues. They've been raised on Kardashians. They were told by Kendall and Kylie Jenner to get lip fillers. That's what's making you going to look beautiful. You're going to get breast augmentation. That's what's going to make you look beautiful. And all these beauty standards are on the outside, but on the inside, a lot of people are dealing with moral rot and moral decay, and they're more interested in taking selfies than being selfless and actually helping people around them. That's why community involvement is going down so much. You also have a lot of young women confused between career versus family. We saw what happened with Harrison Bucker and all that. The rise of modern feminism has not been good for women. It's a problem, but at the same time, men have been told that if you act like a man and behave like a man, that it's toxic. Okay, so it should be more like Andrew Tate, or it should be more like Dylan Mulvaney. I'll take Tate for 1,000, Chuck. Then you have toxic masculinity. You want to make money, get rich quick. There's so many things, especially work-life balance, that young men have to basically decide between. I've been told to do work-life balance, but then if I actually want to get ahead, I actually have to work my tail off. There's a lot of confusing things that are going on with Gen Z right now. And if it takes Elon Musk, of all people, basically saying stand for masculinity and stand for things, even though he sometimes does it like a kindergartner would with his 69 jokes and his 420 jokes. We know that we need all the help we can get with men these days.
You know, there's data behind this too. And that is just today, Pirate Wire's Riley Nork was reporting that women 18 to 29 today are far more likely to be liberal than they were 10 years ago. That same age group among men, 18 to 29, it's equal. They're actually down a half point. So 10 years, you get that, Adam? Over 10 years, women are far more likely to be liberal, 18 to 29. Men are just a tick less likely to be liberal, which explains the plunging birth rate.
Yep.
Because when the women become, you can tell the symptoms of the women that are hard liberal, the purplish hair, the focus on me, and starting your sentences with, my analyst says, right? So
Analyst.
there is, you know what it shows in the plunging birth rate and the women more likely to be liberal men? It shows that there is a level of crazy that men will not accept, just to get laid. That's what it shows.
I'm just tell one quick story.
They're not in relationships with each other. The men of that age, the likelihood of them being in relationship of someone in their same age group is subtly dropping. Why? Because so many of them are far more to be liberal. So there's no punchline or joke here. This is just stats backing up what you're saying.
But everything with school has been, what's the whole 13-to-1 liberal versus conservative professors? It's sort of cascading down to society. So what's the problem? I went to the Capital One the other day to go look into a bank situation. And there was just, he was like a dude. You can just tell he was a dude, black dude, whatever. He's like, hey, what's up, man? How can I help you? And I noticed on his tag, it had a he, him.
Oh, God.
And I go, I didn't know how to approach it. I'm like, well, what's up with the name tag? You a he, him? He's like, they kind of like made me do it. I don't know. I was like, are you a he, him? And he's like, dude, I don't want this shit. He didn't want it on his tag is what my point. But he got sort of pushed into it. You got to pick a he, him, they, them, she, her, we, whatever it is, cisgender, what's going on? It's so confusing. I'm just like, I'm just a dude. That's all I kind of want to say to the guy. But you can see even in this case example of a guy, he's like, dude, I'm just trying to work and get a job. Now they're forcing me to pick a he, him situation. Whereas women, we all know they don't want to offend anybody. They're going to put the she, her, we, thee, them, whatever the hell these things are. Whereas dudes, they're going to be annoyed by it, but still they're going to play ball so they don't offend.
And here's the story. The story's up right there. So, and the plunging birth rate among these women, 18-29 plunging birth rate, which shows you that socialism and communism in women is the biggest anti-aphrodisiac in history.
Yeah, but and guess what? Girls, though, can we just toot our own horns? Republicans, us, Valuetainment, like we look better than who's the girl that made that video? She drove by the vault. This girl, she was like, oh my God, I just drove by the vault and I'm seeing these handsome, manly. Did you see it? You sent it to me, right? Bob, do you have that video?
I remember her. I was standing up front by myself.
I know, that was all
Everybody
you by
else was in the studio. I was all by myself standing out there. She honked and I was waving.
Yeah,
that was me.
That's exactly what it was you. And I think Pat's going to send it to Rob. But it and Adam, just that mindset, those girls that are just liberal, like they're not attractive. Like I go to these events, these Republican events, we've been to Mar-a-Lago. The women just look freaking gorgeous because they don't have that virus that's coursing through their freaking veins. I'm sorry to say it, but I'm not sorry. We look better. We're more confident. We love the opposite sex. I love women that want the man to be a man. And it's not none of this crazy. Like look at like when you see like a Rosie O'Donnell.
I saw Vinny pulls up to this girl. Okay, it's crazy. It's me and Adam on the side, and Vinny sees this. He goes up to her. He says, baby girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you. Let me buy you a drink. I'm Vinny. I'm like, Vinny. I was so impressed.
Chance of you going home with Vinny?
Close at 3. She drives. She
This is the girl, right?
Yeah, that's the girl.
She sang that song?
No, but this girl.
Go ahead, Rob.
What's
Guys,
the
watch
chance
this.
you
Adam,
coming home with
this is
PDD?
what happens when you see Tom on the corner crossing the street.
Go ahead. Rob, we need audio. There you go.
She's cute. She's cute.
It's not Kamala. You can turn up the
audio.
volume.
On the bottom is audio.
Never in my life have I ever seen a group of more attractive men than today in West Palm Beach. What? There was an event going on called The Vault. I think from what I could see online and just Googling it, it's like some type of business, leadership, entrepreneurial conference or workshop. They were hundreds of men that all were put together, dressed up, and just like
looked so good. Baby.
Right. Hold on.
Like from their appearance, but also they were all gorgeous.
Thank you,
if
Tom.
you're at the vault and you're a man, comment below, like drop your out. I don't know what to say. Like
I'm already there.
Every single one was gorgeous. I was taken back because I'm sorry I live in Tampa and the men just
Well,
aren't
she said,
it.
I'm going
next year.
I don't know.
I'm going next year.
That's great.
It was.
By the way,
it's just a vibe.
but there was something at the Vault of Vinny.
It was ridiculous.
There was something.
Did I tell you what I walk in? Because I saw it because I made that video. But I walk in, you're up there, and I'm not being that guy. I'm not being facetious. It looked like with the movement, with what we talk about, with what we're driving, you were like this in the front, and it was just an army of people, like-minded, positive souls, trying to be better, pro-America, pro-God, pro-life. And I'm telling you, and this goes to this point, it exudes, it comes off of you, your appearance, your energy, your vibe. The other side is just angry, bitter, hate. And that's why the women, Tom, have this orange hair. They're all angry. They're all sitting around on The View, just hating life. It's like, you're not going to change unless you change your mentality. And that's it. And look how beautiful she is. And she wants us.
And by the way, this is how
She wants you.
What's your
name?
What's your name?
Yeah.
By the way, do you think that this is an anomaly? This is a one-off, that this is what women want? Or actually this is probably what most women do want?
I mean, they're being told
Adam,
not
most
to
women
want
are
it.
interested in pansies and
Soft guys.
soft, like.
Well, that's what if you listen to the narrative, that's how, like the Barbie movie and everything that happened with that, and down with the patriarchy and how the women want basically soft feminine men. They're led to believe this, but men need to understand that it's okay, not only just okay to be a man, it is necessary to be a man. Because if you actually listen to women who want men, they want masculine, strong, dominant providers, protectors, not these Dylan Mulvaney pansy types. But the women on the left, they're like, no, I'd rather have a guy.
You end up with Ken.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
who has no man
a weak
parts.
guy with no
So don't
job
get
who
it
dresses
twisted.
in J.
And if you-
Crew.
Being
girls-
a man
and
is
girls-
absolutely
And girls, if you
want
to talk about it, that's my Manek right there. We could talk about the vote.
Yes,
We could talk about life, we could just talk about it all. Get on there, Manek.
And by the way, women entrepreneurs, if you're out there, we celebrate you too.
Hell
There
yeah.
were a lot of female entrepreneurs at the vault that were there. There were a lot of spouses on both sides. It was really amazing. It was for everybody.
We may put the biggest election night event together outside of whatever Kamala and Trump is going to do. We're probably going to put the third biggest one there. You're going to want to be there. And it's going to be awesome. It's going to be wild. It's going to be insane. It'll be a lot of fun, creativity, craziness. But here's the thing. To attend it, you're going to have to buy a ticket to go to it, obviously. The tickets are not going to be, vault type of tickets where you're spending, 15, 20, 25K. We're not talking that. It'll be lower amount tickets that we're doing. However, a barrier to enter. When you come in, you have to wear Future Looks Bright gear. We want the room to be filled with people wearing Future Looks Bright gear. So for some of you that want to fly out November 5th, when I tell you what it is and the announcement is finalized, it's going to be crazy. If you don't yet own Future Looks Bright gear, all you have to go get something. Guys, we have a girl, one of Adam's colleagues, posts a video about her wearing this red Valuetainment hat. And she's walking around. It's like everybody's stopping and says, you're also Valuetainer? You're also Future? I am. It's amazing what's taking place. Vinny, yesterday, if you want, are you comfortable sharing your story? Go ahead.
I had surgery yesterday back at work, because that's how we roll. I had a big cyst removed from my lower back, and I'm in, getting ready pre-op. All the needles are on my arm. I'm ready to go in. A Cuban guy eating a protein bar walks by, stops in his tracks, and goes, "Mira, Vicente Pipiripaca," and then he leaves. He grabs 7 people, Tom. I'm surrounded by 7 people, and all they're talking about is how glad and happy they are that what we're doing, how amazing of a leader Pat is, and what America needs is what's happening right now. People were screaming, "Future Looks Bright" in the back, and then one Haitian lady looks at me and goes, "I want you to tell Adam, thank you for sticking up for the Haitians, because not all of us eat cats." And I go, "But some people do in Springfield." But Pat, the movement, no joke. And I wanted to address this too, Pat. What you're doing, what you've started, what you've built. I can't even go. Besides coffee, I'm nervous because I'm about to go in there and I could die on an operating table. And I had a group of 7 people around me talking about Valuetainment and your vision and what Valuetainment is doing.
So Vinny, what was that story about? And by the way,
he's like, "Oh, all of us are slackers, huh?"
Look, if you support what we do, which we appreciate, if you believe Future Looks Bright, we want 1 million people worldwide to sport this gear. So go to vtmerch.com, okay? Represent anything. We got so much gear right now. The flip-flops, we had a few more left for some of you guys. I want to pick it up. That's the only flip-flop I wear, by the way, when I walk the dog, just so you know that. My Jesus feet will only go in that flip-flop when I'm walking the dogs at night. So go to vtmerch.com, place your order. There's a bunch of new gear there as well. And if you want to come to that party on November 5th, you got to wear Future Looks Bright. We're going to make videos. It's going to be sick. It's going to be all over the place. Millions of views. It'll be a lot of fun.
They have no idea.
No,
I don't think they know what the heck you're talking about.
I can't tell them yet, but it'll be exciting when it gets finalized.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.